So now it's going. Good morning. I'm Emelina Minero with Curve Magazine, and I recently went to Otto Straddle's A Camp. And in my cabin, the heartthrobs was this wonderful person named Chobin, and she is here with me and is going to share her A Camp experience with us. So, hey Chobin, what's up?
Hi, Emelina. How's it going?
Pretty solid. Do you
Oh,
want
should I
to
introduce
tell
myself?
us? Want to tell us where you're from?
Yeah, for sure. So I'm Xiaobin Tuo, and I live in New Orleans, Louisiana right now.
And was this your first day camp?
It was, yeah. It was my first day camp, and it was really awesome. I had a really great time.
So I have something in my throat. So what made your A camp really awesome?
Um, I'd say probably the biggest thing was just meeting new people, like meeting new people that were like me, in terms of being queer or gay or somehow otherwise identified. And it was something that I hadn't realized I was missing up until I had gone up on the mountain, as they say, to A camp, and that I was kind of missing the sense of community, the sense of belonging and safety. And that's what I feel like was probably the best part about A camp, was finding that sense of community and sense of welcome there.
Do you feel like you took any of that community back to New Orleans with you?
You know what? Not yet, to be honest. I didn't meet anyone from New Orleans at A camp, so it would have been awesome if I did. I met a bunch of great people from other cities, and definitely feel like I built friendships there. But what I do think this has encouraged me to do is to reach out to other either gay, queer women in my community, and or just people that read auto straddle and see if we can build our own little community, minus the whole mountain and traveling thing.
Um, I'm sorry, I need to get some water. My
It's
throat's
okay. I
totally.
hope you're okay. I think you
I'll be
might have
right
the
back.
weekend sick. If it makes you feel any better, I feel bad too. Uh, you okay, Emily? Good.
That was rough.
Oh no. If it makes you feel any better, like I feel like if a lot of people got the plague or something at A camp. Like I'm all congested, my throat kind of hurts, and I'm tired. So I don't know if you're facing the same thing.
No, I was. I'm starting to feel a lot better today.
Yeah.
Um, but not fully.
Oh, I bet like more
Yeah.
sleep and stuff will be better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you said that A Camp inspired you to start connecting up with more people in New Orleans?
Yeah, I think that's something I can definitely do, like something that I can take away from A camp, because A camp also kind of weirdly helped me realize, there's kind of that old stereotype within lesbian communities that other gay women are really intimidating and like kind of
Uh-huh.
bitchy and kind of cliquey, and going to A camp made me realize that's not the case. We just all kind of think that about each other, and so I think it's also made me. The whole A camp experience makes me more apt to try to make connections with people, whereas I might have been a bit more fearful in the past.
Yeah, the A Camp did the same thing for me too. So now I'm really looking forward to just branching out more, especially because San Francisco's so close to me. So just
Yeah,
going out more in the
definitely.
city and experiencing that.
Yeah, and finding out
Uh,
that people are nice.
yeah. And so, did you have any like expectations coming into A Camp, and were those changed or met, or I don't know what word I'm searching for.
No,
Do you know
I
what I'm
feel what you're
saying?
saying. Yeah, I feel what you're
Yeah.
saying. That's a really good question, actually, because I was kind of trying to manage my own expectations before I went to A camp. Like, I
Uh-huh.
didn't want to kind of make myself think that I was going to go to this magical place. I was going to come out with like 300 new gay best friends. I was trying to not have any expectations, I guess, going into A camp. So I
Yeah.
guess in that way, it's exceeded all expectations because I tried to not have any expectations. And that I met a lot of really great people. I feel like I really got to know my cabin mates, go heartthrobs, which is really awesome. And also, I think something that was kind of an unintended fulfillment of an expectation, or an unintended bonus actually, was just kind of getting more exposed to the whole queer community and issues within the queer community by going to all these panels and going to all these, I guess, activities that we had that were scheduled for us during A-Camp.
What kind of ideas or cultures or I'm sorry, I'm a lot of it. What kind of things were you exposed to that you said that you weren't aware of before?
Yeah, so I think like when in New Orleans, I don't really hang out with very many other gay or queer people, and so I think first of all, it's just this exposure to kind of like queer theory and gay theory and stuff like that. But then I guess more practically speaking, some of the panels that really kind of expanded my mind, I'd say. There a couple come to mind. Chronologically, because that's how I think I guess was first was the Crazy Beautiful panel. That was the one
Oh
about
yeah.
mental health issues in the queer community, and I thought that was amazing because I feel like I live a pretty sheltered life, and I don't
Uh-huh.
really have much exposure to mental health issues, period, much less in the gay community. And so it was kind of just mind blowing for me to imagine both of those things going on for a person. Um, and then shortly after that, there was a panel about queer spirituality. I think they called it queerituality, which was really cool
Uh-huh.
because, again, I don't consider myself religious at all. I think I kind of come the perspective I have on religion is kind of more from an academic or an observational standpoint, And so it was really cool to just hear the perspective, of people who, their queer identity or their gay identity, however they choose to identify, and their religious identity meant a lot to them, and they somehow had to reconcile that, within their own life. And so that was really cool to hear. And then I'd
That's
say that,
cool.
yeah. And the other panel that I really enjoyed was the queer people or queer persons of color panel. And
Mm.
that was just me again, kind of from the same viewpoint, in that it's cool to hear perspectives from people who wrestle with multiple identities and see how they reconcile that.
I think that was
Yeah,
one of my
learned a
favorite
lot.
things too. What was it?
Oh, I'm sorry, I just said learned a lot.
Yeah, yeah. It's cool to hear all the variety of experiences. Like,
Yeah,
I went to that tardy to the party panel about people coming out later in life.
yeah,
It was so cool to hear, like, people, getting married and then, realizing that they weren't attracted to the opposite sex and that whole
yeah.
journey they went through of coming out later in life. That was super interesting.
That does sound really
Um,
cool.
yeah, so just to be exposed, like you're saying, to a whole lot more experiences.
Yeah.
So out of all the activities, like, um, so
It's okay. You still got A-Camp today.
I do. So what do you think of the carnival?
Oh, I thought it was awesome. At
Uh-huh.
first, I was kind of like, oh man, like there's all this time, and what am I going to do with myself? But it was super cool. I mean, even though it was like freaking cold outside, it was really cool.
Yeah.
I like how they had it set up with the stage. You could tune in if you wanted to tune in. Shout out to you. You gave an awesome stand up
Thank you.
presentation there. So I thought that was cool how there's like that stage, you could tune in. Then there are all these like interactive activities kind of floating around about it, And then there was always the option of just hanging out outside and talking to your friends. And I did all of those activities, and it was really fun. Like that afternoon flew by.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites to have just all the assortment of different activities and to be
Yeah,
outside and just kind of that freedom to roam around and to not, even though I loved all the panels, it was nice to just not be sitting in one spot for a period of time. That was really
totally.
cool.
Yeah, sitting at
And
the
it was,
panels kind of killed me.
yeah. And also Orange Team, there are some color wars, and
Yep.
maybe some color named Orange won. What was that about?
And maybe somewhat, sorry.
Oh, maybe an Orange Team won.
Maybe they did. So I actually, kind of ashamedly, I don't think I really gained many points for the orange team, but still, woo, orange, we won, which was awesome. But yeah, I think that's a really cool concept how they grouped cabins together. I feel an affinity with my fellow orange team members. I think it was like Blue Crush and the Holograms, maybe. I,
Yeah.
I forgot to be honest. But it was cool just to have something something to talk about. Your face was really funny with other people. Like, oh, what color team are you? But
Yeah.
yeah, that was something I didn't get too much into. I think the only time I won points for the color team was when we had the carnival. You might have played the game where you pick up the ducks and there's the number underneath them.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a complete game of chance. Like there's no skill attached to it. And I am proud to say that I won 2 points there. And I think that was all I won.
Well, that's good. High five.
High five.
What? What do you think about the prom?
Oh, wow. So again, that was something similarly to the carnival. I was kind of like, oh man, I don't know, like such a long block of time. I don't know how I feel about this. I guess I'm kind of like a structure type person. You know, I like when things are nicely and tightly budgeted out. But I think prom might have been one of my favorite experiences, actually. I think for a lot of people, it was a remake of an experience in high school that wasn't enjoyable or that they chose not to participate in. So I'm glad that camp was able to give them that experience back, you know, to make it something positive and good for them. But I mean, beyond
Yeah.
that, kind of superficially, was everyone looked so hot on prom night. It was so cool. Like just seeing everyone just fancied out and with their best studs on. Like I just, it was all amazing. I really really liked prom. And the dancing
And
was great.
yeah,
I had
yeah.
a great playlist.
And what do you tell us about Club Deer and what was that like for you?
Yeah, so Club Deer was like very club-like, I guess. I mean, I went to nights, and uh, it's like it's so funny because I went to a lot of panels in Deer Lodge or whatever activities, and like Deer Lodge is
Uh-huh.
just like this lodge, you know, it's just this room, and it's an outdoor camp, so it's kind of like dingy and stuff, you know, like old carpet and stacking chairs in the back and stuff. And then at night it gets transformed into like this awesome club with um, like a it's not a strobe light. I think it's the rotating light with like the multiple colors, you know. And
Mm, yeah,
people just
yeah.
get yeah, people just get their thing on, you know. I think it's awesome. Um, I I think looking back, I probably preferred other, I guess, dancing activities compared to Club Deer. So, for example, I really liked prom, and I really liked A-Camp Like those things are my
Uh-huh.
jam. But having gone to Club Deer twice and having experienced it twice, I think that's also something awesome. You know, it's further to go when you want to cut loose at night.
Yeah. And what was a Camp Palooza like?
A-Camp I thought was probably one of like my top three activities. So basically, who'd have thunk? I mean, duh, we all would have thunk. But the A-Camp staff members are like amazingly talented and more than just whatever, you know, their chosen little niche. So more than just writing or more than just web design or something like that. Sorry, my getting really congested. Ugh. But so they made a band. I forgot what the band was called. Maybe it was called A-Camp Palooza. I don't know if they had a band name, but
Um,
they made like these amazing song covers, like Whitney Houston, "I Want to Dance with Somebody" was my favorite, and they had like a Spice Girls mashup, which was really good, and it was just like
oh.
really good, kind of bopping around, fun, you know. Everyone got into it, which was super cool.
So what do you think you've taken away from A Camp, or has A Camp helped you grow in any way?
Yeah, I definitely think A-Camp has helped me grow. Sorry, helped me grow. Is what I'm trying to say. I think like we were talking about before, it was nice to just get exposed to new ideas, new issues, or not new, I guess, new to me, relatively speaking, things that I hadn't seen before, and also just to
Uh-huh.
talk to people was really nice because I feel like this might be a me thing, this might be a human thing, you know, but I feel like we tend to surround ourselves with people that are kind of like us, you know, they've got similar interests, similar backgrounds, similar whatever. And it was cool for me just to not be with people like that, you know, to not be with people that I work with a lot, or to not be with people that I go to school with, and to listen to what they had to say and what their perspectives were and what their life was like and what they wanted to do with their life, you know. That was all really, really good for me, I think, to kind of step out of my comfort zone in that way. Um,
Yeah.
so I think it definitely helped me grow. Takeaways, I think, is what we also kind of spoke about before is, you know, the biggest takeaway for me is to not be so intimidated by my own community or to not feel like I don't belong in my own community, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Is to, like, when I'm around town in New Orleans, if I know there's like a gay event going on, or if I see a group of people or a group of queer people or something, to not just be like, oh, I bet they're gonna hate me, like, blah, 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 and instead just go up to them and be nice and make friends and see what can happen. It can't hurt.
Yeah. What do you think? What was the cabin experience like?
It was really good. To be honest, I had some reservations because I think for most of us, it's been a long time since we've been in an environment like that, like
Uh-huh.
pretty much sharing a sleeping space with like 10 plus people. I think our cabin had 16 people or something like that.
Yeah, it was a good chunk.
Yeah, it was a good chunk. But it was actually kick-ass. Like, everyone was
Yeah.
super respectful and considerate. We didn't even have lines stacking up at the bathroom. I remember that prom night we had, and people all had to,
Yeah.
like, get dolled up and get ready and stuff. No one was like, why is Chauvin taking so long? None of that attitude. Everyone just, like, it was like, I don't know, it's the most collaborative, nice, respectful environment I've been in, because everyone just, got together and did their thing. And people were
Yeah.
respectful.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I also had some reservations about being in such a large group in the sleeping arrangements. But that was super
Totally.
chill. Yeah, that was nice.
It was nice, yeah. And I liked how we were the nap cabin. Like how at any point in time in the day you could walk back in and there'd be someone napping. And it wasn't an
Oh.
issue. It was just three people, like, everyone was quiet. I did that one day. I think it was after a day of, like, long panels and stuff. And I was like, oh, I
Uh-huh.
can't do this anymore. Like, I just need to lie down or do something to get more energy, And so I took a nap in the middle of the
Yeah.
day, and people came back in, and they were like, oh, someone's sleeping. And then they left. It was so nice, Super respectful.
Yeah. Is there anything else about A-Camp you want to share?
I think the only thing I have is that I think sorry, that's I can't talk. It's an experience that I really think I gained a lot from it. I know I'm gonna look back on it a lot and look back on it fondly, and it's gonna have helped me grow as a person. And
Hmm.
I think the only thing I could say is I would encourage people to just go to A camp. I know that was something for me when I was looking at A camps. It was something I hadn't really been into. I was like, oh, that's cool that Auto Straddle does this, but it's not my thing. Like, I would never do something like this. And then kind of one day, I think I must have been in a funky mood. I was like, well, whatever. I'm going to sign up and put in my money, and there I was. And I'm so glad I did that because I think I've learned so much about myself and learned about other people, of course, and also grown a lot. Despite it only being 3.5 days long, that I want everyone to kind of have similar experiences, to have the same opportunity. So I just
Yeah.
want to give the plug, saying it's something good to go to. It's fun. You'll meet good people.
Yeah, I definitely agree. If I had one thing to say, it'd be go to A-Camp.
Yeah, definitely go to A camp. And if you go to A camp, pack a lot of warm clothing because I think we all found out that it's pretty cold. You know,
Yeah.
you're not going to
And
be wearing
maybe
shorts
there's
much.
surprise snow.
What's that?
I said, maybe there'll be surprise snow.
Yeah, really. There probably will be surprise snow.
Yeah. Well, as in fall. Maybe not in more summertime.
You never know. Heard it was pretty
Yeah.
cold.
All right, cool. Well, that's the end of our live video recorded chat.
Cool.
Thank you.